Hello, welcome to my channel, Mr. Paddington here. Today we're going to rank all the Gameboy games that just came out on Nintendo Switch Online. There are a lot of them, so I'm going to do this in two parts. This one, I'm just going to go through Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, and then there will be a part 2 where I'm going to go through all the Game Boy Advance games, and I'm going to plot them all against the same ranking. Before we do that, like this video, leave me a comment. What do you think? Maybe some controversial decisions over how I rank these games. So let me know what you think. Like this video and let's see which games do we have on the Nintendo Switch Online service. Little reminder about the Nintendo Switch Online service. So if you're subscribed to it, you will get all of these Game Boy games included by default. There's no extra cost. If you want the Game Boy Advance games, you need to get what they call the expansion pack. I cannot remember how much it was. I'm sure you can go on the internet and find that out. So we're just going to stick to the Game Boy games for today. The first game I'm going to talk about is Gargoyle's Quest. And for the simple reason is that I never played it and I haven't had a chance to play it. Apparently it's inspired by one of the characters from Ghosts and Goblins, and Capcom decided that it deserved its own game. And this is what it is. Also, I learned today has nothing to do with Disney's Gargoyles. So I don't know why I thought the two were related. Next game on the list is Alone in the Dark for Game Boy. I didn't even know this game existed for the Game Boy. Nintendo, it feels like Nintendo has some change on which games they were going to pick for this service. It's like, oh, we have enough for Alone in the Dark from Infogrames. Let's just pick it up, and that's what they did. Alone in the Dark is a classic horror game, like maybe like I don't know. I would like to say before Resident Evil, but it's like that kind of style of game, like pre-rendered backgrounds and like you solve a mystery, some monsters attack you and that kind of stuff. So they took that and reduced it to a Game Boy cartridge, which is really impressive, but the game itself is not that great. So for that reason, I'm going to rank it as a D, which is the worst one in the list. Sorry, Alone in the Dark. You tried. I appreciate what you tried to do there, but you're not a great. You're interesting from a technical perspective, but not a great game. So the next game on the list is Game & Watch Gallery 3. I have played so many hours of all Game & Watch Gallery games. That is ridiculous. I'm glad that the old consoles did not track the time, because I did put so many hours. Game & Watch Gallery takes some of the old Game & Watch games, makes them available on the Game Boy, but also then creates some remix of the same game. So you have two modes that you essentially play to hit high scores. I think every time you reach 200 points, I think, you get a star, and as you collect these points and stars, you unlock more things. So even though it feels that you only have 5 games to begin with, there's a lot of secrets, and that's one of the things I loved about this game. So it's a great time sink. If you want to, it's good for like a commute to shut off your brain and play some mini games. That's why I'm going to rank it as a B on the chart today. Next we have Kirby's Dreamland, the original Kirby game on the Game Boy. Kirby games are not really my thing. I played a little bit of this game in the past. They're like, I don't know, it's missing that satisfying platforming mechanic that comes with some of the other Mario games, and this one just doesn't have it. So it's really not my thing. I'm just going to cut to the chase and say that this goes in the C rank for this chart. Next we have Metroid 2, Returns of Samus. I struggle a little bit ranking this game. Metroid, you control Samus, you gain different weapons and powers that let you traverse a world. Some areas are unavailable to you, and then use those weapons to open different doors in different areas. I'm a big fan of Metroidvania games. I had a time ranking this one because there's a remake on the 3DS, but it's still a super good game on the Game Boy. So I'm still going to put it, rank it as an A for this chart. Next game is Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins, which is a sequel to Super Mario Land, so you took everything they learned from there. They had some new superpowers, and it's a super tight platformer. Personally, I think there's some other better platformers on the Game Boy, but this one is super good. So I'm giving this one rank A on the chart. Next one on the list, Tetris. Everyone knows what Tetris is. I'm not going to explain it. Tetris on the Game Boy came back in when the Game Boy launched, so everyone had Tetris for the Game Boy. It's a pretty bare bones version, but no, Tetris is always good. If you don't have any other version on the go, no, this is great. On the Switch you have Tetris Connected. That's the version you should play. But in this case, Tetris for the Game Boy is super good, bare bones, but it's Tetris and it's great. So I'm still going to give it a B, just for the reason that there are other versions that are better than this. Now, next game is Wario Land 3. If you haven't played a Wario Land game on the Game Boy, you're missing out, because these games are so good. It has that Nintendo feeling of creativity, and the controls are so tight, and it is like a platformer, but also you explore different worlds. It's not quite Metroidvania, but it's like you need to be unlocking different parts of the world to keep going, and Wario becomes like electrocuted or a vampire or different things that gives you like different powers and abilities, and it's full of creativity. This is top game, absolutely top game. I'm going to put it S rank for Wario Land 3. Last game on the list is Zelda Link's Awakening DX. So you have Zelda Link's Awakening original on the Game Boy, DX on the Game Boy Color. There's also a version of this full remake on the Switch. It's one of the greatest Zelda games out there, portable games. Like, if you think when this game came out and the things I was trying to do, it's incredible. It's a great game, super fun. I'm kind of spoiling where this is going to go. I give it an S rank too. So Zelda, Wario Land 3, those are the best games. The best Game Boy games that are on the Nintendo Switch Online. So there you have it. I rank all the Game Boy and Game Boy Color games for the Nintendo Switch Online. I haven't played Gargoyle's Quest. I'll try it. I promise I'll try it. Alone in the Dark, great technically, is impressive, like what they're trying to do, but not a great game. Kirby, not a Kirby fan. It's not as a bad game, but it's just I'm never connected with those games, so that's why it's ranked C. B, we have two time wasters, Tetris and Game & Watch Gallery. Big fan of Game & Watch Gallery. You cannot go wrong with that. Top games, Metroid and Super Mario Land 2, super fun, great, tight Nintendo games, but the best ones in here are Wario Land 3 and Zelda Link's Awakening. Maybe even, go and say, maybe it's like S rank plus for Link's Awakening, but these two games are super good. You can pick them up and they will feel current. No, you will love them. So that's all we have for today. Let me know what you think. Is Gargoyle Quest your best game I'm missing out? Do you like Alone in the Dark? Do you think Zelda is the best game ever or not? Maybe you hate Zelda games? Let me know in the comments. What do you think of the ranking? Remember, this is part 1. There will be part 2 where I'll do all the Game Boy games. And like I always say, keep on collecting.